Hello, beautiful ones. Welcome back to my channel. I am excited to share with you this week a highly requested video topic where I'm going to be discussing some elegant beauty rules, so to speak, in my skincare routine. And I'm really going to go a lot more in depth with you about, especially this year, some of the changes and updates that I've made and some that I have not changed or updated so that you can get a good idea on where I am with my skin. One of the things that I have started with focusing on more so in my transformation on the outside was my skincare routine. So I'm not going to go through the whole spiel about where I started and my history with my skin. I have a video on that I originally posted. I'll link it here. It will also be linked down in the description below. So if you want to catch up with me on that video, that should give you a great idea of where I am today and what I have done and struggled with in the past with my skin. Really quick before we get started, I do want to mention that none of the products or anything in this video that you're seeing is sponsored. I wanted to mention that. I think it's really important to mention that because there is a lot of information about skincare out there. There are a lot of different methods. Everyone is unique. And so it's so important and so nice to know when someone is telling you their experience and none of it has a sponsorship or anything behind it. But anything that I link down in the description as far as the products I use goes, those are affiliate links. Again, I'm not recommending those products just so that I can get pennies for each purchase you might make through that link, but it really does help me out with my transformation and to support making these videos week after week. So I appreciate if you decide to purchase something, you go through my links in the description below. Now let's go ahead and get started. I want to share a slight disclaimer to you that I'm about 7 months pregnant. So as my skincare products and my routine has changed a little bit due to that, I'll make sure I point out some of the changes I've made for that reason. So that way you'll know, if you're not expecting, you can sort of stick with some of the other things, or you can think about some of the other things that I've done before being pregnant and just maybe consider adding that or looking into that for your own skincare routine and transformation. I also wanted to quickly share some screenshots or pictures with you of what my skin looked like before I started some of the main routines that I'm going to be talking about. And gosh, these sort of hurt to look at, but also I'm really encouraged to see how much my skin has improved, even with a lot of different stress in my life and having a busy schedule, that sort of lifestyle that I think we attribute to having poor skin with. I've come a really long way, but I want you to see what I have worked on first. So if that's you right now, you can sort of again get an idea of what you may want to work on and incorporate into your skincare transformation. So the first area I'm going to discuss is what I've updated in my nutrition and health overall just since really January of this year. Then I'm going to share the fun part, the products, and how I use those in a routine. And so the last thing that I will share are some good skin hygiene behaviors that I incorporate and sort of live by as, elegant beauty rules in my skincare routine. So let's go ahead and dive into what I've changed about nutrition and health. The biggest change that I have made this year so far in my health has been going to see a functional medicine doctor. And if you're not familiar with that type of doctor and what they typically do as far as your healthcare goes, I'll explain that a little bit. So I had some unexplained sort of chronic fatigue going on. I had some other issues that I was trying to resolve and figure out. I have explained this a little bit in my video, and if you're on my Instagram, you kind of know what was going on in January with me, but I really wanted to figure out what was causing all of this and what was going on because my general practitioner sort of just chalked it up to a couple of really insignificant things, and I felt like there was just more. So my therapist told me about this functional medicine doctor that had just started at their practice, and these doctors really look for root causes of different issues, and especially issues that are harder to pinpoint. And so what that involved for me was, I'm not gonna lie to you, a ton of blood work and testing in order to look a lot closely at what was going on inside of my body that was sort of manifesting outwardly in the way that I felt. And honestly, a lot of it I think had to do as well with manifesting these issues in my skin too. A lot of us, we take these vitamins and supplements that we see recommended to us or marketed to us without really knowing if we actually need them or not, or not knowing that we have a really deep or severe vitamin deficiency. So I actually had a few borderline severe vitamin deficiencies that I didn't know about. I assumed that eating a pretty healthy diet and taking my multivitamin every day was meeting the quota that I needed, but that was just not the case. And so had I not been committed to that process and all of the blood draws, all of the sort of other sampling and testing that they had to do, I would have not learned about that. And so now, I take a lot of vitamins, and again, that you have to be careful with that. You don't want to take things that you haven't shown through blood work that you really need to be taking. But now I take a lot of vitamins, and I really think that having that nutrition balanced out again has helped my skin to improve a lot over just the past, what is it now? September, 9 months, right? So we've really done a lot to get my nutrient levels up to where they should be to have my body and mind operating at its best, capacity. The other thing that I wanted to say too is that I started drinking a ton of water. I every day have this gallon jug that I fill up, and I'm trying to drink as much of it throughout the day as I possibly can. This is especially important for a lot of us who are, we are working out. Maybe we do have some things like pregnancy going on that we need to make sure we're staying hydrated for. But overall, water is just so tremendous in the way that it impacts the quality of your skin. Other things with nutrition and sort of health habits that I've given up are caffeine and, of course, alcohol. So caffeine and alcohol can have pretty detrimental effects on the quality of your skin. So I drink significantly less caffeine than I used to. I was a caffeine-aholic. I still really enjoy my coffee, but unfortunately it can have negative effects on your skin. And there's a whole lot of other stuff too with digestion going on. But again, I worked with my functional medicine doctor to assess those for my unique body and my personal health situation. I cannot recommend this, enough. Most doctors are not going to be very thorough with your blood work if they're just a general practitioner. These functional medicine doctors really specialize in, and they're passionate about getting to the root cause of some of your symptoms and issues. So I think I have a lot of that to thank for just, the natural improvement in the quality of my skin overall. So here comes the fun part that everyone likes to talk about. What products are you using in your skincare routine? So when I found out again that I was expecting, which was back in March of this year, 2021, I actually didn't think to check my skincare products for any ingredients that were unsafe, even though I typically care about the ingredients that I'm putting onto my skin. It just didn't cross my mind until, I realized that I was seeing more breakouts than I had over the past year. And if you watched my first video about my skincare routine and improvements, you know that I have been using Curology, and that has made a huge difference for me in the department of clearing up acne. So I went and contacted my dermatologist through Curology, and she responded really quickly, and she said, of course, congrats on your pregnancy, but we are going to want to take out an ingredient from your prescription just to be on the safe side. And at first I was a little worried about that. I was a little bummed because I thought it probably wouldn't work as well, and I was just going to have to deal with having extra bumps on my face due to all the hormones. And honestly, in the first trimester, I was not eating very well at all. So I stuck to those 3 products, and 3 months later, I did start to see some improvements, especially now that I was out of the first trimester and I was able to eat more than just watermelon and carbs every day. The biggest takeaway that I have to share with you about these products I'm using for my skincare routine is that you need to give them time to work. Not all skincare products are really great as a one-size-fits-all solution. That's another thing that I love about Curology, is that based on what's going on with my skin, they put together a regimen and a solution for it. And so again, it takes out the guesswork of, is my new cream causing me to break out, or is it something going on with my hormones, So please be really careful about switching up your skincare routine too often and using just a variety of products overall. So there are a couple of little things that I have added as far as products go since I have become pregnant, and no, I'm not going to talk about belly oils or anything like that. So I have had a lack of sleep, and I don't like to have bags and wrinkles under my eyes every day from having a lack of sleep. So what I have been using are these Derma E eye patches with vitamin C in them a few times a week, and then I use this roller eye gel. It's just a cooling eye gel, and I use that almost every single morning under my eyes, and I think that it really helps to hydrate the skin there and to cut down on the puffiness. I have those linked down in the description if you would like to try them. They have really made a noticeable difference to me. Also, in the product category, I wanted to mention makeup products. So makeup is an area that I will admit I'm not as concerned with them being clean or dirty, but I do try to lean as much to a cleaner product as I can, with especially being pregnant. But nothing has really changed in my makeup routine. I have shared that in a video as well on my channel. I use the same products. I just alter the techniques a little bit depending on if I'm making a YouTube video or if it's just a normal work day. So, for on-camera looks, I do like to beef up the contour a little bit more. I like to put on a brighter lip if I am feeling like it goes with the outfit that day and doesn't clash too much. And I like to use, of course, a pore filler so that my skin looks a little bit more smooth. And I use a mattifying spray to set my makeup before I hit record on that camera. Just for like my 5-minute makeup look, I really love the Fenty products. I'm still loving those. I feel like once I have my primer and my main skincare products on for the day, makeup does not really affect my skin's condition too much. I just use it to smooth things out and to correct and all of that stuff. So I do still really love my makeup. I don't think that you have to live strictly by skincare rules because we go through different phases, but these are really important to me now. And so I have some behaviors and sort of treatments and general hygiene practices that I would like to share with you. First of all, I have a morning and nighttime skincare routine, of course. I do not ever sleep in makeup. I think that if that's something you're doing, you really need to be careful with that. It can ruin your skin. I wash my face also after every sweaty workout. So I do work out. I make sure that I wash my face. I typically, going to the workout, will only maybe wear like my eye makeup. I might have on a little bit of a moisturizer, but not much because, again, my skin is so sensitive. I don't want to clog my pores. I also make sure I shower after a sweaty workout because the skin here and on my back, that's important to keep clear as well. I will say with pregnancy, I've had more sensitive skin areas than I thought I would. Like my chest has more bumps on it that were never there before. And I know that's probably a pregnancy thing. So, I definitely add my skincare products down onto my neck in this area, even the sunscreen, so that I can protect it and keep it clear. I do try to have some sort of exfoliation treatment, and I was keeping up with microdermabrasion treatments before I became pregnant. When you are pregnant, you have a lot more sensitivities, and so it's not recommended to continue with any skin treatments. I am a little disappointed that I couldn't get my eyebrows microbladed and touched up for the year, but I will take care of that as soon as I am able to after having the baby. I don't think that you can really tell too much that they have faded slightly, but it is recommended to touch them up every 8 to 12 months or so. So I will be looking forward to having that treatment done and starting back up microdermabrasion in the future. To exfoliate, I actually learned from an esthetician that you can use a clean, regular washcloth and wash your face with the washcloth to exfoliate your skin. And not everyone needs to exfoliate every single day, and we don't need to use a harsh scrub every single day or even more than once a week for some of us. So find kind of what an esthetician recommends for you to do in the exfoliation department, but that is a practice that I try and keep up with as much as I can just by washing my face with a washcloth, making sure that I remove the makeup fully from my skin in that way. The last beauty practice that I do for my skin is I sleep mostly on my back with being pregnant. I'm not supposed to, but I find ways to prop myself up so that my skin is not touching the pillowcase at night. And this, I think, can help because you do spend many hours of your day sleeping. So if you don't want to further create drag on your skin, you want to keep it youthful and plump, try to sleep on your back as much as possible. Some people do recommend silk pillowcases. I think silk pillowcases are great too. I do think that you have to be good about washing them. Make sure that you're washing all of your skincare tools. Make sure you're washing your sheets, of course, and you shouldn't have any issues with extra bacteria being on your skin that then causes acne and flare-ups. Really quickly before we wrap up, this is the last thing. I wanted to share some thoughts on future skincare treatments in the med spa category. Some of you have asked me about these, and yes, I had several kind of planned for this year. Now that I'm pregnant, I have to postpone them. So some of those were things like having some laser treatments and peels done to reduce the scarring that I have on mostly my cheeks here. And again, I've gotten really good at using the pore fillers, but if I come up close here, you can sort of see these areas that could use, this is probably the worst area, that could use a little extra attention. And the skincare products, even the strongest anti-aging creams, they really have not done much good. I know that with acne scarring, you can't remove it completely, unfortunately, but the laser treatments and the more med spa peels, I have looked into those and feel like they might get me headed in the right direction. But again, I'm going to work with the professionals on that and see what is recommended. So no fillers or crazy Botox treatments for me for now. I'm not against those completely. I do see myself in the future probably using Botox to keep forehead wrinkles away and things like that. But let me know down in the comments below. What are some of your skincare or beauty rules that you stick to in order to keep improving your skin? What are some things that you are sort of struggling with right now and are thinking about trying? And that summarizes just about everything that I had to share for this update. Thank you for sticking along with me. Remember, ladies, I do want to encourage you to be patient with your skin. And if it's an area of your transformation that you know needs improvement, it's okay to focus on it for a little while. I think that, looking for just the quick fix often leads to this roller coaster that we get on, spending needless money and just further damaging our skin. So be very careful, seek the help of professionals, get some advice, and see what's out there. Until next time, bye.